Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so you have more to offer the world, but you're not really sure what or how you want to go about contributing what you have to offer. Or you may even feel like you're just ready to let go of what other people's expectations of what you should be doing and figure it out yourself as to what you should be creating or what you should be contributing in life. Purpose is who you are and why you are created. But before you discover your purpose, you have to prepare. For me, this means taking time to be alone and reflect on what I really enjoy doing. So sometimes I may journal and reflect, or I may color and just think about things that I may want to do in life, listen to inspirational things. But it also means that I spend time in prayer and listening to God, because He's the one that gives me the blueprint and the direction that I need to put things in place. Most people know me as Latoya Nicole that creates coloring books. But I'll be the first to tell you that my books have nothing to do with my spiritual purpose. Now, the Lord wants us to prosper and be in health, so my books are a part of my journey. But with or without my books, I would still be who I am in Christ Jesus. So I'm not deceived in thinking that my books or my accomplishments are my greatest purpose in life. And no matter what you achieve in life or what gifts you have, I don't want you to be deceived thinking that your business is the greatest part of you either. Today we're going to discuss how I map out my goals, both spiritual and personal, because I believe that God allows these two things to align. As you know, Jesus was a carpenter, so he had the ability and the skills to build, right? But once he began ministering, his skills did not leave. He just became the builder of God into us. So God doesn't take your skills away. He will just use it to align with what your true purpose is. So last year, I started a 3-step process, which I now call my purpose process. And what I did was printed out a template using Canva so that I could just write down some of my goals and so that I could visualize everything as a reminder. So I'm going to be sharing that process with you today. You either have the choice to take out a piece of paper if you want to write down your goals and figure out your purpose, or I will be linking the template below so you can download it. So, okay. Remember I said I printed out a template. So basically I have these 2 sheets of paper that I use. And on the first one is just my 3-step process. And step 1, I have who does God say I am? Step 2, what skills do I have? Step 3, what things do I enjoy? What am I good at doing? What are my hobbies, right? So this is how I start my process. And the reason I want to start it like this is because the first and most important thing to me is who God says I am. So I start there in my process and then I work my way down. And so, for example, when you get to the part that says who God says you are, one of the things that I list was I am a prophet. Now, I didn't name myself this. The Lord called me to be a prophet, right? So I am also a teacher. I've taught teens in my church throughout the years. Outside of my church, I had teens move in with me. I actually taught them life skills throughout their journey. I even recently just published my last coloring book of the year for 2022, and it's a teen life skills coloring book. So if you have a teen girl or you know a teen, then this coloring book would be perfect for them because it has affirmations, skills that you would need to know as a tween or as a teenager, right? So these are the things that not only do I do in business, but the Lord has actually prepared me to use that in ministry as well, with helping out at my church and just allowing my home to be open during those times that I was able to let people live and I'll be a blessing to them. I'm also a forerunner. I'm a daughter. I'm God's daughter. I'm an entrepreneur, right? Because it's God that gives the power to create wealth. So under step 2, where I have what skills do I have? Creative, I'm a leader, critical thinker, good communication skills, problem solving, good at filling voids. And when I say filling voids, I often am able to discern what is lacking in a certain area or a certain place. If I'm around it, I can see that. And so I will take the opportunity to fill the void if that's something that I believe I can do. For example, with my coloring books, I saw a void with that. I didn't see diverse coloring books. I didn't see realistic diverse coloring books in 2018 when I started. So I was able to fill the void because I saw something that was missing. I was actually watching cartoons a while ago and I saw a void with a lot of that because I was looking for diverse cartoons or diverse teenage shows, and I couldn't find that. So I'm able to just see what needs to be filled and then fill it if I have the ability or if I'm led to fill it. And then for step 3, of course, what things do I enjoy? What are my hobbies? What are my talents? Now listen, I enjoy anything that's easy and simple. I am a firm belief that you do not have to work hard for stuff. I know that people believe that if you want something in life, you got to work hard for it. And I'm not saying that entrepreneurship isn't hard. You do have to have grit and hustle, and you have to be able to endure adversities. You have to be able to be very, very dependent. So there are things that come with it that is weighty, but I like simplistic stuff. For example, coloring books. Think about simplistic, because when did we color first? As children. So that was when things were so simple, before you start getting all these bills and all this stuff. So I like to find simple things to do. I love massages. Why do I love massages? Because I don't have to do nothing but lay there. Child, now I know I need to exercise, but God knows you be tired after exercising. So exercising is not actually something I enjoy, but massages are. So I like things that are fun, looking at art, just peaceful, relaxing things. I enjoy singing. I really don't consider myself a singer, but I do enjoy singing. I can carry a tune, and I do believe it is a talent that the Lord has gifted me. I also enjoy brain games. Do you remember back in the day, they used to have these things called HOTS when I remember them in school. They were like higher order thinking skills. And basically they would put something up that asks you questions. Like, I remember when I went to the YMCA as a child, we would play games while we were waiting on our parents to come get us in the evenings. And they would do these things on the board. And they would have they would draw like a line. And then they would write the word under the line. And you were supposed to figure out what it meant. And really it just meant underline, right? So things like that. I like creativity. I like anything like that that makes you actually use your brain. But I only like certain brain games. I don't like those challenging brain games that you have to be Einstein to figure out. I like fun, creative brain games. So yeah, that's really the 3-step process. For one was defining who God says I am. Now, if you don't know this right off the bat, like I said, you will spend time in prayer, asking God, listening for what he's saying. Number 2, figuring out your skills and abilities. What type of work do you do best? Think back to like your first job. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Any type of skills that you're good at, write those down under step 2. And then under step 3, write your gifts, your talents, your hobbies. Think back to your childhood, things that you may have loved being a child. Because oftentimes as adults, we forget those things, or we throw them under the rug, or something may have happened that may have made us be like, oh, I wasn't good at that, or I wasn't as great as the other person was, but it was still something you enjoyed. So that may be something that you may want to go back and revisit, start doing again. Maybe you were in tap, ballet, and jazz and you want to go back to dancing. Maybe you really loved roller skating with your parents when they took you, and you want to go back and find a roller skating rink and see what comes out of that. I know my aunt taught me when I was younger how to crochet, and I thought I forgot how to do it because I hadn't done it since I was a child. But just recently, maybe about a year or so ago, I said, I'm going to buy some from Walmart and I'm going to see if I still remember it. And it was just like riding a bike. I still remembered it, even though I hadn't done it in years. So just think about those things. Okay, so y'all know that my baby has to be in the frame. Y'all say, hey, Chloe. Hold on, boo-boo. You got mommy's hair stuck. Say, hey, Chloe. Mommy's recording. She like, where they at? Who you talking to? Who you telling to say hey to me? You gonna let me finish? Let me finish, okay? Get down, okay? Okay, y'all. So she don't want... Yo, my dog is spoiled rotten. She don't want to get down, y'all. She's actually pushing me backwards because she doesn't want to get down. She's rotten, but she got to get down. Now, the second sheet of my Purpose 2023... this one is just taking those same 3 steps that you did, and now you're going to write down your goals. So under box number 1, I have my spiritual goals. Box number 2, I have my business goals. Box number 3, I have my personal goals. And then, of course, I have how I will meet those goals, when I will meet them, and then I have like 3 little stars that says I met the goals, and I'll just check the little star. So if you've been running from your purpose, I want to encourage you to stop this year. You guys, 2023 is going to be your year. I believe great things are going to happen for you. And don't let fear stop you from being who you really are. You never know who you can impact if you're called to preach or teach the word of God. You never know who you can impact if you have the idea to create a book. Someone out there is waiting on what you have to say. And 2023 is your year to come out and stop being behind the camera and come forward to do what you were purposed to do. Now, if you're an author, but you're not seeing the sales that you believe your book should have, I have just opened my new course, bookbaguniversity.com. Again, that's bookbaguniversity.com. So you can go and enroll. It will be open for the next 2 weeks. I don't know how often I'll do this, but I will leave enrollment open for the next 2 weeks. So go ahead and go now to Book Bag University. I will walk you through all of the steps that I have taken to sell over 50,000 books online. And it will start from the beginning and it will go from A to Z. So you'll know how to get influencers to support your brand. A lot of you know that Monique has supported my brand, Lupita has supported my brand, Holly Robinson, Pete, and the list goes on and on. So I'll walk you through the steps to get influencers to support your brand, as well as what you need to be doing before you even publish your book, all the way through the process, getting PR, getting your book out there, building your authority online. It has everything, guys. So go to bookbaguniversity.com right now if you're ready to get to the bag, okay? Until next time, bye-bye.